Hello, my name is Dwayne Foltz, and today I am giving my persuasive speech on why human beings should never start using steroids to enhance their athletic abilities. First of all, I think that we need to educate all students about steroids and how they can affect one's body. Today's athletes feel the need to be stronger and faster than others. Average human beings think that by using steroids, they will become superior athletes, and this may not always become true. Steroids can even be fatal if people are not fully educated on what they are putting in their bodies. The problem that I see is that human beings are looking for any edge that they can get in order to be a successful athlete with no regard for their own health. At About.com, they went on to say that steroids can be classified as anabolic or corticosteroids. Corticosteroids are drugs prescribed by doctors. They're often used to help control inflammation in one's body. And anabolic steroids are often linked with illegal use in sports. If drugs are prescribed by a doctor without any intervening from the patient, they should be safe to take than if you were to buy steroids off the street without any advice as to what they might do to your body. Another website I visited was sportsillustrated.com, and they had an article called The Real Dope, where athletes were first introduced to steroids in order to help them with their rehabilitation of injuries. They were then informed that they could help them with how they performed in their respective sport. Steroids were first introduced to athletes to help speed up the process of recovering or rehabbing from an injury. But like any other drug, people found ways to abuse them to give them an unfair advantage in helping them with their athletic abilities. Steroids can be used for medicinal purposes and can be abused just like any other drug without the proper education. Some athletes started taking steroids to help them get back on the field faster, and then started seeing the differences in their overall performance at the same time. This led to people to keep taking the steroids because they saw their performance being enhanced. And this led to them being rewarded with a new contract or more money. So it became kind of a habit for them. The solution that I see is to educate people at a young age so that they can make decisions based on what they have been taught. This information needs to come from parents, teachers, role models, and coaches at the high school level. At ezinearticles.com, they listed some health risks. And some of those include high blood cholesterol levels, high blood pressure, liver disorders, and sexual and reproductive disorders. And most of these health risks are associated with older people. So young adults that are using steroids think that these risks are not going to affect them. These health risks are very serious to one's well-being and living a full life without complications later on in life. At Deadeye Version, USDOJ.gov, they listed some signs and symptoms of people using steroids. And they included severe acne, thinning of hair and baldness, mood swings, depression, nervousness, extreme irritability, and hostility or aggression towards other people. There are many signs and symptoms associated with taking illegal steroids. They can be subtle changes or drastic changes that mentors can notice if there is a reason to believe that a person is using steroids. At sportsanddrugs.procon.org, they had an article in there for steroid use in professional baseball and anti-doping issues in amateur sports. Then they listed for many male high school athletes, pro athletes are role models. They wear their uniform numbers and emulate their training regimens and their style of play. So this makes a young athlete believe that if this guy is taking steroids, then I need to take steroids also to become an elite athlete, just like my hero. And I found this statement to be very true with my own experience. Because when I was younger, I emulated my favorite athletes. And fortunately for me, steroids were not on everyone's radar yet. But if I had been born about 6 or 7 years later, who knows what might have happened. Hopefully, with all the negative publicity that steroids are receiving, people in general will be more informed as to what steroids are capable of doing to their own body. With this advanced knowledge, young athletes will make the right decision in choosing not to ever get involved with steroids, hopefully. Now, the future, I think, will be irreversible if young athletes are not properly informed of what steroids can and will do to their overall health. If all kids will be on the same playing field, genuine competition will be restored, and respect for self and other participants will be observed by all. And if not, if steroids keep being abused, athletes will either kill themselves off or there will be no real competition amongst themselves. Unfortunately, I had the unenviable insight into what steroids will do to a perfectly healthy human being. One of my best friends in high school was a football player, and he was using steroids. In less than a year, he went from the same size as me to what I would call a monster. He went on to play semi-pro football because of the steroids and his ability, but later had to give his dream up of playing professional football because of blood clots that kept forming in his legs. This was kind of a catch-22 because of what steroids can do to one's body. You, as members of society, can all lend a hand in diffusing this ticking time bomb by educating and observing all young adults in any decisions that might arise. There are many negative results from using steroids and are serious health risks involved. Why would anyone want to take steroids? Thank you.